All right, Shalom. Shalom to the elect of Israel, wherever you might be out there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, coming at you with a lesson in regards to end time prophecy. All right. And right here, I have pulled up the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And, through the spirit, I'm going to go through it and grab precepts as, we go along. But this is something that I read earlier today. Well, I listened to it on, one of my Bible apps, and it just really lifted up my spirit, man. All right. Because it talks about the end of America, Babylon the Great, which is what we're looking forward to, man. We want Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to end this shit, man. Excuse my harsh language. All right. Excuse my zeal. We want the Lord to end this, man, this nightmare. And it's talked about right here, the very end of our oppression. All right. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 1. All right. This is the vision of John the Revelator. All right. He was banished to the island of Patmos, man. And he was, given these different revelations of end time prophecy. All right. And he says right here, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right, it's talking about America, Babylon the Great going down. That's the future vision. That's what's getting ready to happen. America will fall. And you got people out here thinking that America can never go down. All right. Babylon the Great is not referring to ancient Babylon, right over there in the Middle East, in Iraq and whatnot. It's talking about here. This is Babylon the Great, also known as the daughter of Babylon, because it's patterned after the ways of ancient Babylon, man. Idol worship. All right. All kind of idolatry and just, perverse behaviors, man. All right. Except this place is worse than ancient Babylon. Okay. The land of confusion. Babel means to be, it means confusion. This is the land of confusion. And it needs to be taken out, man. Okay. You see? And there's many foul spirits in this place known as America, Babylon the Great. Now, verse 3, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. What is that talking about? It's not talking about actual wine in this instance. All right. A lot of times in the scriptures, especially when it goes into prophecy, all right, when you see the word wine mentioned, it's talking about the philosophies and ideologies of these heathen nations. And in particular, the philosophies and ideologies of America, Babylon the Great, which are abominable, man. And in opposition to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Well, it says all the nations have drunk of the wine. All right. Meaning all these heathen nations have partook in the ways of America, Babylon the Great, which is being ran by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the most profane person on the face of the earth, the most profane nation of people on the face of the earth. All right. And everybody is following after these damn devils, man. They became drunk off of that wine. Now they're regretting it, man. They got that hangover, and now they're starting to turn against America, which is going to be one of the methods that the Lord uses to take this bitch out, man, by having his allies and these other nations turn against it. But I want to get a quick precept in regards to this matter right here. Give me 1 second. So here we have the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" Yeah, everybody's starting to realize that this man is the devil. All right. And he means nobody any good. All right. All these other nations that he's been doing business with. All right. They're starting to pull back from his ass. They're starting to pull back from America. All right. Because the Lord is bringing that shameful spewing upon Esau's name. All right. He's being exposed as the son of perdition, the son of destruction. All right. And all his hidden things that he thought were going to remain hidden are being sought up, man. And the main tool that's being used is the internet, man. You know, everybody's talking about Esau. All right, all his deceptions are being uncovered and whatnot, all his lies. All right, but especially by the prophets, the men of the Lord, man. Through the scriptures, we're uncovering Esau's hidden things, man, via the power and spirit of Yahweh by Shemi Awashai. All right, but it goes on to say here in the next verse, all the men of that confederacy, meaning everybody that was siding with you, all right, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. All right, that they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Now let's get this in another translation. Let's get this in the NLT. All right, so it could break it down a little bit more clearer for you. All right, but pretty much what it's saying is that even Esau's allies, all right, that were at peace with him, they're going to come against him, man, in these last days to shoot thermonuclear missiles on America. But let's get this in the NLT. So we had that same verse right here in the New Living Translation, the NLT. All right, Obadiah, verse 7. It says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. You trusted friends, like it. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. Whoo, that's heavy. All right, that's how the Lord got it planned out, man. All right, we telling you before it happens, man. We telling you right here. So even Esau's allies, all right, you know, America's allies are going to turn against it, man. All right, such as the British, you know what I'm saying? They starting to, you know, look at America with the side eye, you know. France, all these other nations are looking at America with the side eye, man. All right, because, you know, Esau is being sought out, man, and the house of Esau is divided. So therefore it cannot stand. All right, Esau's on his way out of here, man. Okay, and it starts with the fall of America, aka Babylon the Great. But let's go ahead and continue on. Here's another precept right here, and I recently brought this out. All right, but this is going into how the nations have drunk their wine and now they're pissed off, man, at America. Now it says Jeremiah 51 and verse 7, Babylon, all right, aka America, has been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see? All right, they took on the philosophies and, you know, of America. They did business with America, trying to get in good with, you know, Babylon, and it's come back to bite them, man. And now they want vengeance. All right, now they're mad. They want vengeance, man. And we're in the time of that vengeance, man. You got all these other heathen nations, you know, talking about going to war with America. All right, they got nuclear arsenals. All right, it's finna get ugly, man. And of course, they're not gonna let, you know, everybody know how many weapons they actually have, man. You know, they give out these numbers. Oh, Russia has this many nukes and China has this many. They're not going to tell you the exact number, man. It's going to be an astronomical number. All right. All right. America's going to get hit with 200 million thermonuclear warheads. All right. Because multiple warheads can be placed in each missile. So it's going to be an overwhelming destruction that's coming here, man. It tells you the exact number of warheads in the scriptures. All right. Matter of fact, now that I mentioned it, I got to get it just to prove that point. All right. All right. Here we have the book of Revelation, chapter 9, starting in verse 15. Right. It says, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. And that third part of men that's going to be slain is mainly Esau, Edom. All right. You see, because, you know, there are three classifications of men on the planet Earth. The sons of the Most High, all right, the Israelites. The sons of men, which are the heathen nations. All right, then you have Esau, the sons of the wicked. So 1/3 of that, you know, classification is the Edomites. And we're in the time of their destruction. There's going to be a nuclear destruction. That goes on to say in the next verse, it gives you the number. All right. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. So check this out, man. It's not talking about actual horsemen, men on horses, going into battle. No, it's talking about those missiles. All right. The missiles are an army by themselves, man. The army of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He's the Lord of hosts. All right. He commands everything that happens on the planet Earth. And those missiles are part of his weaponry, man. All right. They're gonna fly over here in their ranks to destroy America, Babylon the Great, man. Just like horsemen marching into battle. Except it's going to be missiles, all right, gliding over here to destroy this place. And 200,000 goes into 200 million, all right? And that's exactly why we cannot be on the earth when this goes down. The elect are going to be taken up into the chariot of salvation to be joined with Yahushua. All right, it says the angels will gather the elect and then join them unto Yahushua in his chariot, man. I believe it talks about that in Matthew the 24th chapter. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick and we'll get back to Revelation 18. All right, here we have it. Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse 29. This is Lord Yahushua speaking, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. His true name is Yahushua. All right. And he says right here, verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Okay. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, or Yahushua, in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. All right, because when Yahushua returns, as it tells you in Revelation 1 and verse 7, every eye shall see him. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Every eye shall see him, meaning he's going to come back on a huge chariot. Cloud right here is not talking about those white puffy things, you know, that drop rain. It's talking about the chariots, man, those so-called UFOs. All right. And they can cloak themselves in the clouds. You know, they do that from time to time. But the thing is that this is referring to the vehicles of the angels, man, the vehicles of the heavenly hosts. And Yahushua is coming back on a chariot, just like he left. He left, you know, as it tells you in Acts, the first chapter, it tells you how he left this earth after his resurrection. He was taken up into the chariot, man. And he's coming back the same way, except this time he's coming back for war, man. He's coming back to wage war on Esau and the heathen nations. He's coming back with the host of heaven, the thousands of heaven. He's coming back with the angels. All right. And y'all gonna think it's an alien invasion, but it's not an alien invasion. It's the invasion of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, to restore the order in the planet Earth, to take the wicked out of power and to save his elect. Lord willing, we're of that number. All right. That's how he's coming. And many prophets saw this vision. Verse 31, it says, or he says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So there you go, man. It tells you how it's going to happen. He's going to send his angels, all right, to do his bidding, all right, to gather the elect from all the parts of the world. The main deliverance is going to be here in America, all right? You see, but he's going to gather them from all parts of the earth to be joined with the Lord in the air. All right, as it tells you in I believe it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, if I'm not mistaken, in verse 12, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get that real quick. It's actually verse 17. So it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, then we which are alive and remain, are the elect that make it through the tribulation, right? It says, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. All right, the clouds are the chariots, man, the vehicles of the angels, right? To meet the Lord, Yahushua, in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's how it's going down, man. We're just telling you before it happens. You don't got to believe it. All right. The majority of Israelites won't believe it because the elect is a small number. And we have the understanding that this is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and that it will play out exactly how it's written. All right. And we just pray that we're of that number that gets taken up to be joined with the Lord, man. All right. The marriage of the Lamb and his bride, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. So let's continue on back in Revelation 18. All right. So we went off on a little tangent, but hopefully, you know, you're being edified. But let's go on to verse 4. All right. Revelation 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right, you see that? So this is talking about us actually being taken out of America. First, we're departing from this place spiritually and mentally, all right, turning back to the old paths. As it tells you in Jeremiah 6 and verse 16, we're seeking the Lord in these last days, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we're separating ourselves mentally from this place known as America Babylon the Great, from the customs, all right. We're no longer being intoxicated by the wine of America Babylon the Great, all right, so that we don't partake in the judgments that are to come. The main judgment being what? The thermonuclear destruction, man. The nuclear holocaust is finna cleanse this bitch, man. Forever. All right. And it talks about being taken up, man. Come out of her, my people. All right. We're going to be taken up into the chariots, man. Let's get another precept on that. And here it is right here. Heavy hitter. Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, are the elect of Israel, not you heathen nations. Not Esau, the elect of the nation of Israel. Not even the 2/3 is going to be partaking in this right here. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, Salakia, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. What is that talking about? Your pork chop eating ass pastor can't tell you. He don't know what this is talking about, man. All right. You know, this is talking about Yahushua calling up the elect into the chambers, being the chariots. All right. The unexplained aerial phenomenon, as Esau calls it. We know what it is. Those are the vehicles of the angels. Those are spiritual vehicles, man. We're going to be taken up. Our bodies are going to be changed. And we're going to enter into the chariot, man. And our enemies are going to behold us. As it tells you in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Our enemies are going to behold us as we're going up. They're going to be shocked and amazed that we're going up and they're being left down here. Because they never thought that we would be of the Lord's elect, man. They thought we were crazy and, you know, out of our minds. But this right here is going to take place, man, as prophesied. It says, shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. Indignation being the Lord's righteous anger that he's finna exact on this place, known as America Babylon the Great, and other parts of the world. All right. You see, other countries are going to be hit with missiles as well. All right. The land of Israel is finna get cleansed with that thermonuclear fire. All right. You see? And we can't be here, man. It says the earth is finna shake to and fro like a drunkard. The whole earth is finna shake. All right. The atmosphere is finna be heated up. All right. And you're going to have some survivors. All right. Mainly those elites of Esau and the elites of these heathens. All right. Because we're going to need slaves, right? All right. Because when it's all said and done with, you know, the survivors are going to come out of their holes. All right. They're going to come out of the clefts of the rock. Or we're going to search them and drag them out and put them head first into captivity. The nobles of Esau. All right. That's what's going down. And the rest of you heathen nations as well. And I pray that I'm a part of that, man. You know, I pray I'm able to slap them chains on the damn Rothschilds and whoever else. You see, that's what's coming. We just telling you before it happens. But we can't be here, man, on this earth. We cannot be in the earth's atmosphere when this is going on, man. We have to be taken up into the chariot, man, to be protected from this. So continuing on, Revelation 18 verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. All right. You see that? The amount of sin and iniquity has stacked up to the point where the Lord's getting ready to judge this place, man. He's allowed it to go on for generation after generation. I just heard that thunder. It's raining where I'm at, and I just heard that thunder clap. But anyway, yeah, man, that's what's going on right now. This place is extremely wicked, man. This is the most wicked place on the face of the earth. All right. And now it's time for her judgment, man. Verse 6, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you. and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. So America's finna have the worst punishment out of all the nations on the face of the earth, man. All right. You know, these Edomites are finna get it real bad, but America's finna get the worst judgment because it's not going to be able to be inhabited after this, man. There will be no survivors in America except those that are of the elect of the nation of Israel that are taken up into the chariot. So even Esau is the least that are in these bunkers here in America. They're not going to survive, man. They're going to get cooked in those damn bunkers if they're in America. All right. But yeah, the Lord's he's finna bring double judgment unto this place, man, for what they've done unto his chosen people, the Israelites. And, you know, even when we get Esau in captivity, we finna render double unto his ass, man. All the harsh things he's done to us in slavery, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, his payback is coming. And the Lord gonna allow us to get vengeance on our enemies at that point in the kingdom. All right. After Yahushua returns, we're going to have them in captivity and we're going to give them hell for 1,000 long years. All right. Believe that, man. Verse 7. Matter of fact, let's prove that point. I don't want to just, gloss over that. Let's prove that with a precept. So here we have a precept right here, one of many, but I'll just bring this one out. I might get another one too, but let's read this one. This is Revelation 13 and verse 10. It says, he that leadeth in the captivity, all right, meaning he that leadeth into slavery, shall go into captivity, meaning you're going to go into slavery. All right. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints are the Israelites. All right. The saints are the Israelites. Now, the one who led us into captivity, all right, is none other than who? Esau, Edom. All right, the so-called white race. And we're still in his hands to this day, being oppressed. All right. Guess what? He going into slavery, as it is written right here. And he that killed with the sword, guess what? He going to be killed with the sword. All right. The main sword being his own sword. All right. Which is his missiles, his nuclear missiles. All right. It says in the scriptures, man, that his own sword shall enter into his heart. And that's, cold talk. You know what I'm saying? Prophetically speaking, talking about the missiles, man. His own invention is going to be the thing that takes his ass out, man. But the point is that they're going into captivity, man. They're going into slavery. And we have one more precept on the fact that Esau is going to be, in captivity underneath the Israelites. This is the prophecy right here in Isaiah 14 and verse 2. And your pork chop eating ass pastor will not go into this. All right. Because he loves Esau. All right. Most of these pastors are Esau's little lapdogs, man. Well, here, the prophets are going to tell you the truth. Now it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, for servants and handmaids. All right. Male slaves, female slaves. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Man, this is beautiful, man. This is what's written. All right. This is the future. We're going to rule over our oppressors. The main one being Esau, Edom. We're going to rule over these heathen nations as well. But Esau is going to get the worst treatment, man. Because he's the wicked. And this is what's written, man. All right. You see? And then after, a period of time, he's going to be exterminated. As it tells you in Obadiah, verse 18. There'll be no more remaining of the house of Esau. But the rest of the nations that are here, they're going to get their punishment, but they're going to be able to live in their own lands and be under our, tutelage from here on out, man. They're going to be following our lead, man. All right. And they're going to be in a better case than they are now. Way better case than they're in now underneath this damn devil. And they're going to look to us for guidance, man. All right. But the point is that we're going to rule over our oppressors, thanks to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's written, man. Get ready. So that's the point on that. All right, we're finna, break you Edomites when this place goes down, man. Because we're going to have you in captivity. Now, verse 7, it says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she hath said in her heart, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's what these people think, man. In their minds, these you know, Edomites, they believe that this is going to continue on forever. They believe that they can actually sidestep prophecy and rule in wickedness forever. Nah, man. This thing is about to be over for y'all. Okay? They feel like America can never go down, like America will never be attacked by an outside force, which it will. All right? Because it's prophecy, man. All right? So it says right here in verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. That's coming. They're talking about the famine over there in Gaza, man. Them Palestinians, you know what I'm saying, starving to death. You're going to have Americans starving to death. All right? And a lot of you Israelites who have not turned to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to starve to death. But his servants, the elect of the nation of Israel, starting with the prophets, we're going to be fed, man. And all those that are under our authority, all right, men, women, and children, they're going to be fed too. All right? You see? The true believers, man. But famine is coming, man. That's the end time prophecy, man. That's part of the Lord's sword judgments. It says, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. So this is a judgment from on high, man. The thermonuclear death of America is a judgment from the Most High, because he's making a statement in the earth. All right, this is what happens to a nation that disobeys me and blasphemes my name and my authority. You get taken the fuck out. All right. And from now on, everybody's gonna look at America as that example. In the kingdom, we're gonna have nations looking at America like, damn, man, that's what happened to them people that turned against the Lord, man, that were rebelling against Yahweh and his son Yahushua. That whole landmass is being charred, man. All right. Verse 9, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her torment. Salakia. Put in the extra word, Salakia. When they shall see the smoke of her burning. All right. I got another scripture confused with this one, Salakia. There's another scripture that says smoke of her torment, or smoke of their torment. It says, when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So you're going to have these other nations looking afar off. All right, when it actually goes down, when America actually gets nuked, they're going to be in shock. The whole world going to be in shock, man. Like, oh, shit. America, man, it's gone, man. You know, the hammer of the earth is broken into pieces, man. All right? As the scriptures say, America's the hammer of the earth, the big bully on the block. It's going to get taken out, man. And these merchants that made money off of her ass, all right, that made money off of this great whore, like China and other nations, they're going to be upset because America was their cash cow. All right, no more. Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, there's the word torment right there, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. It's only going to take 1 hour for this entire landmass to be destroyed, man. All right, 1 hour. That's how intense that fire is going to be. Ain't going to be nothing left here. Not a building, not a brick. All right, not a pair of Jordans. All right, ain't going to be nothing left here. It's going to be burned up. All right, 1 hour, man. Verse 11, it says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Yeah, ain't gonna be no more stores here. No more commerce coming into America. All right? Once this happens. All right? Because China is balling off of America, man. And other nations have made a lot of money dealing with this great whore. All right? But the whore is about to get put in her grave, man. Verse 12. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thyine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. All right. So everything that's here is going to get burned up, man. All the valuable items and whatnot that America possesses is going to get burned up. It says verse 14, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. You see, and we know this day is coming. All right. And the thunder just sounded. Called Allah Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. This day is coming soon, man. The Lord is fed up with this place, and so are we, because we're operating through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. And we're tired of it, man. This place is done. All right. So, you know, let it happen. Let it happen. All right. So it says, verse 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment. There's that word torment again. Weeping and wailing and saying, alas, alas, that great city. All right. That was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Because America was balling, you know, off the charts at one time, man. America was that golden city, man. Everybody wanted to be in America, man. You got so many people trying to come to this bitch still to this day. Well, it's starting to die down now because they see this place is going down. All right. People are trying to go back to their own countries and stuff, as prophesied. That's also a prophecy, man, that people will start to leave and go back to their own lands. All right. That's happening now, man. Don't nobody want to come to this bitch no more, man. All right. Because it's about to be done away with. All right. It was a golden city at one point, right? In verse 17, it says, for in 1 hour, here it is, 1 hour, man. 1 hour cleaning, like the laundry, man. The Lord finna clean this bitch with fire, thermonuclear fire. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. Naught means nothing. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? All right. And when it says this great city, it's talking about America, man, because it's really one big city. All right. City, you know, when you root it back, it goes to that word citizens. You have the term United States citizens. Well, citizens goes back to being inhabitants of a city. All right. This is one big city. All right. It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried. And dust is a sign of mourning in the ancient times. Pretty much they're saying that these different merchants and heathen that made money off of America, they're going to be mourning. All right. And cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we made rich. It's like we're made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. And that's why we don't put our affections on these earthly things here, man. You know, we're not spending all our energy trying to forward ourselves in America because we know that this bitch is done. It's already written. It's good as done, man. We're just waiting for it to play out. All right. And as time goes on, man, we're hurtling towards this happening, man. We understand that certain prophecies have to play out. Civil unrest got to take place. The persecution of the prophets has to take place. And then we're coming into that right now. Jacob's trouble, right? The famines and all that, man. World War III, but the microchip is one of the main prophecies that has to take place. The mark of the beast, spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 on down through 18. So before the nuclear destruction takes place, that's one of the main things that has to happen. All right, society has to collapse and they have to make the RFID microchip the new way of buying and selling. Cash has to be outlawed and all that, man. All right, you're going to have people getting chipped up in mass numbers, except for the elect. All right, we're going to be led by the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. But yeah, man, but after that, after they start making that chip mandatory, you can expect this to happen. Verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. That's right. The Lord's finna get his vengeance, man. He's finna avenge us. So that's why we ain't got to come at Esau carnally. All right. We're going to preach this word and the Lord, he's bringing it to pass. That's the mission of the prophets, man. That's our assignment, to preach the word all right, of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and watch him bring it to pass. And can't nobody stop it. They can't stop it, man. It's already been put in motion. You can't stop it, man. Esau, you try to do whatever you think you can to stop it, but you won't be able to, man. The will of the Lord will be done. He declared the end from the beginning, as it tells you in what Isaiah 46 and verse 10. All right, he will do all his pleasure. It's going to be his pleasure to destroy this bitch and give us the kingdom. Okay, so yeah, man, the Lord's finna avenge us. Matter of fact, let's get a precept on the vengeance real quick. All right, here we have Romans chapter 12 verse 19, one of my favorites, man, heavy hitting, and this applies right here. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And what we do in this flesh is nothing compared to what the Lord can do, man. So it's like it, and we don't condone that. We're not telling you to go out there and get your own vengeance, as the Lord is saying right here. We're not to get our own vengeance on these damn devils. The Lord is finna get vengeance on our enemies, all of our enemies. All right, the 2/3 of our people included, man, who are against us, who are truly against the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because we come in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So when the 2/3 rise up against us, guess what? The Lord gonna get vengeance on their ass. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gonna get vengeance on Esau. All right, most definitely, man. His day is coming. He ain't getting away, and we ain't got to do nothing. All we got to do is preach this word, man. Preach this word, man. That's the best thing that you can do as an Israelite right now, as an Israelite man. All right, because the preaching is given unto the men to preach, not the women. All right, the Lord gonna do what he gonna do, man. And here's another one of my favorites, right? Talking about that vengeance, that payback from the heavens, right? Psalms 58 and verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Now that's symbolic. We're not going to actually have our feet dipped in Esau's blood, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting our shoes all bloody and shit. No, it's talking about symbolically, man. We're going to be watching the vengeance taken out on our enemies, man. We're gonna watch the vengeance being taken out on our enemies. All right, the wicked being Esau. All right. So that a man shall say, verily, that means truly, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth. Because people don't think the Lord exists. People think that the Lord is not going to get these devils back for what they've done unto the earth, to the creation, and to us. The Lord's chosen people, ultimately, the Israelites. They've been getting away, for so long, all right, to come to the realization that they've been in the scope of the Lord the whole time. And now he's getting ready to pull the trigger on their ass, man. All right. And we're going to rejoice, man. We're going to be like, yeah, the Lord, man, he finally avenged us, man. All right. Enjoy, man. That's an understatement, man. We're going to be ecstatic, man. Like Mike Tyson. Inside joke. But yeah, man, this is the day that we look forward to, man. The vengeance being brought forth, man. The Lord finally pleading our cause and judging these bastards, man. Okay? Now let's jump back to Revelation 18. We finish it off. So yeah, Revelation 18 and 20. I'm going to read it one more time. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. All right. Verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone. All right. And cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. America's finna get wiped off the map, man. It's gonna be completely charred. All right, by that fire, man. Like Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the modern day Egypt and Sodom, as the scriptures call it. Verse 22. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpets shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no more concerts, no more parties. None of that shit. And no craftsman or whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. No more, factories, no more, work going on here, man. No more hustle and bustle. This country's going to sit in silence. All right. Ain't gonna be no survivors when it's all said and done with. Ain't gonna be nobody making a noise in this mud, man. All right? Everybody here that's not taken up into the chariot, you're gonna be destroyed. Verse 23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. That's right. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. Ain't no more marriages going on. All right, none of that. All right. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. That's right. All right. This place, America, has deceived the whole world, man. All right. Got the whole world drunk off of that Babylonian wine, man. Verse 24, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Yeah, because, you know, America is against the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And by default, that means that they're against the prophets. And they plan on murdering us, man. And they've done that in times past, you know what I'm saying? You know, the saints being the Israelites, you know, so even, you know, the 2/3, they're saints. Though they're not in their right mind right now, they were killed by Esau. So they got to pay for all that blood, man. All right. So with that being said, you know, that's Revelation 18. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, whoever you might be out there. All right. This is what we got to look forward to. The vengeance of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. Because the end of Esau's world is the beginning of the world of Israel, man. You know, the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. All right. It tells you in 2 Ezra 6 and verse 9. All right. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And it's going to start with Yahushua returning in the midst of all the thermonuclear fire, man. All right. So I'm in this lesson right here. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. And Kwame Yasharala and Abad Babal. Shalom.